You weren't in theater, were you?
What?
You weren't like a theater kid.
No.
Yeah, it shows.
No. No, I was in marching band. I was cool.
Yeah, cool.
What did you do?
Not a lot.
Well-
I got cut from a lot of sports. I tried them all.
Yeah, I did
I
that.
played a lot of sports.
I did that in middle school, and then I just accepted my fate
Yeah, till they asked me to stop.
trying out. Like, we're gonna need you to not only not play for our team, we need you to stop even considering it.
I remember golf. I got a polo. I ordered the apparel, and then they cut me.
Well, that's the best part of golf.
Getting the clothes.
It's the clothes.
Yeah, for sure. But they cut me from golf. I don't think they had to make cuts.
Well, in their defense, a golf cart did almost kill you. Welcome to 40 Born, the limited Lorcana podcast, where a gaming veteran
And a gaming novice.
explore all things Lorcana. With a focus on limited formats, we cover set reviews, strategy guides, and stuff that nobody asked for.
Let's get green. You know, in retrospect, this maybe wasn't the best idea for an intro, was letting me come up with things on the fly.
Yeah, I would agree, but that's why I love it. I like trying to catch you off guard.
Can't be done.
We were talking about Catan,
We were.
but before we get into that, this episode is brought to you by The Wasteland Gaming.
Are you looking to upgrade your game?
Yes.
Look no further. Yeah, I know you need to. Look no further, Jake, than the Wasteland Gaming. Located in Duluth, Georgia, they've got all the TCG singles and products you need to take your game to the next level. Need a card transmutation? Wasteland Gaming is always buying. Their online buy list makes it easy to check prices and make sure you're getting the best deal for you. Whether it's Lorcana, Magic the Gathering, Pokemon, or Yu-Gi-Oh!, they've got you covered. Check them out online at thewastelandgaming.com, and as a special welcome offer, use code WL10 to receive 10% off your first singles order. You can also visit Wasteland Gaming in-store or stop by their booth at the first Lorcana Challenge in Atlanta, Georgia, May 25th and 26th. The Wasteland Gaming, always playing, always buying.
They almost got you at the end.
They did. I did. I was just driving it home. I stumbled to home plate, you know?
Amen, brother.
But we got there.
Speaking of always playing, so
Yep.
we were talking about when we learned to play Catan. I feel
Yeah.
like that's how that's like everybody's entry to,
Board games.
oh, there's stuff other than Clue and Monopoly.
Right.
The first time I played Catan was the only time I've ever been upset. I would say, the only time I've ever been furious with one of my best friends. One of my groomsmen, named Will. He
Yeah.
taught me how to play. And I don't know if you know the game. Well, you know, but
Yeah.
I don't know if they know.
Mhm.
If they watch this, they
Right.
know. He tricked me my first game and took the longest road from me and won. And I was just absolutely befuddled.
He knew how to
that-
play and you didn't?
No, I knew how to play. So he taught me how to play this game.
Yeah.
I was about to win.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, this is how the longest road works, right?
Yeah.
And he was like, yes. But didn't clarify that someone could take the longest road from you.
Right, yeah.
So I was like, oh, I got it. And then his next turn, he just put 2 roads in a row and took it from me and won. And I was like, so...
Yeah, that would be upsetting.
Yeah. I almost brought it up at his wedding.
In the speech.
I wasn't even a groomsman in his wedding.
He just like, give me the mic.
Well, and they were like, does anybody have any... What is it that they say?
Do you have any like last words or something? Or...
Last words. Oh my gosh. No, and they're like, does anyone object? I almost objected.
Sorry, I'm not married. I mean, I guess that shows. I don't know how they work.
I was at mine.
Yeah.
I don't remember that part.
Objections, yeah.
I object. Okay, so even at my wedding, when they said that, I was still nervous. I'm
That
like, I don't
someone
think
might
anyone's.
object.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's gonna object, but
But just in case they might.
still, my heart fluttered a bit.
Yeah, that's fair.
All right, speaking of my heart fluttering,
Ooh.
some of these emerald cards are spicy.
Yeah, I agree. I'm already excited about it.
Should we just get into it?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, sorry. The scale, A to F. A's are bombs, good in every deck. B's are good most of the time. They're a lot of value for just 1 card's worth. C's are average. So these are going to be the bulk of your deck.
Yep.
These are below average. Sometimes they're too situational, or sometimes they're only good in specific decks. And then Fs are never good. Those shouldn't go in any deck. They're too expensive, or they're never useful. They're just not worth a card, basically, in any situation.
Right.
And then we have the concept of a build-around grade, which is if something's a build-around B, that means in a specific deck, if you build it with this card in mind, it's a B.
If you build it, they will come.
Amen, brother. All right. Up first with Emerald, we got... Oh, and remember, if you see any heroes...
Point them out.
Yep.
Or villains.
Heroes or villains. Diablo, Maleficent Spy. You pay 1 for a 1/2/1. When you play this character, you may look at each opponent's hand.
Ooh. Kind of fun and pointless.
Yeah. It is fun, and it's pointless.
But it's fun to be like, show me your hand.
Yeah, this is a D+.
Yeah.
Because we don't really care to look at our opponent's hand
No.
in Limited. It's not like we're checking to see if they have B prepared before we go wide with the board. Like, that's just not a thing that we do.
No.
Everybody's decks are so inconsistent that looking at your opponent's hand is meaningless information.
Yeah.
You're going to do what you're going to do, and they're going to do what they're going to do.
Correct.
And you knowing what they have isn't really going to change all that much.
Nope.
So this is a D+.
Yeah.
It's not worth a card. I'd rather just have a 2/2.
Yeah.
So
You like 2/2s.
not off to a good start. Up next, Gunther. I really like this.
Looks devious.
So you pay... Okay. Context. Remember when we got that question wrong at trivia?
About?
The Disney music section. And there was the song about
Yes.
Beethoven was the lyric. This is from that song.
Got it.
So Gunther is one of the bad guys that stays at the bar in
Yeah.
Tangled.
Yes. Okay.
And he wants to be an interior designer.
Yeah.
So this is Gunther, interior designer.
Yes. I knew our answer was wrong.
Yeah, I was so confident. You pay 4 for a 3/3/2. When this character is challenged and banished, each opponent chooses one of their characters and returns that card to their hand.
Oh.
Yeah. So I have this at like a B- or a C+. This is 1 less willpower than we would normally get.
Yeah.
If we pay 3 to get a 2 lore quester, we expect to get a 4/3 or a 3/4.
Yep.
But this ability more than makes up for that because it's really disruptive. Meaning, yes, your opponent gets to control what bounces back to their hand.
Yeah.
But that's still a card that they have to replay. It still is a tempo loss for them, even if it's really minor. And even if it's something as small as bouncing a 1/1, I think that's good enough to make this be like a C+. But I have Gunther at a B-/C+, and I'm settling on a B-.
I think it at least makes them question challenging this character for that very reason.
Yeah.
Cool.
For sure. It's really good. Up next, Gus.
Nice.
Was this your nickname in high school?
Champion of Cheese, baby.
I tweeted that, and it did not get as much traction as I thought it would. You pay 2 for a 2/3/1.
Okay.
The only thing that's interesting to talk about here is the art.
Yes.
Because the duo with Jack is awesome.
I mean, Maddie Schilt absolutely just became my top artist.
Good eye reading that name, because that is not what I thought it said.
And top artist in the Lorcana game. Maddie, incredible. Seeing these two cards side by side is enough to get an A grade for both for me.
Okay, so the real grade is
Gus is a C.
a B-.
Oh, okay.
We actually went out of order. I skipped Hey Hey, sorry.
Oh.
We'll come back to Hey Hey.
Got it.
So Gus is a C. He's vanilla.
Yes.
Jack, we should read what he does, but he is a B-.
Right.
So Jack, connoisseur of climbing. You pay 3 for a 1/4/2, so that's a little bit expensive. When you play this character, chosen opposing character gains Reckless during their next turn.
Okay.
So giving something Reckless is really strong.
Yeah.
You can set up a board state where they have to sacrifice their character for no reason.
Yeah.
Or at the very least, they can't quest with a particular character for that turn.
Okay.
So this is really good disruption on a 2 lore quester. This is a good 3-drop. It's a B-.
Nice.
Green is good at doing disruptive things, and in this format, green really seems to be leaning into that.
Love it.
So, Jack.
Cool.
B-.
Give me back to Hey Hey.
Yeah, let's go back to Hey Hey real quick. So, great art. You pay 3 for a 2/3 that quests for 2. When you play this character, if an opponent has more cards in their inkwell than you may put the top card of your deck into your inkwell face down and exerted. So this is the first time we've seen ramp outside of blue, which is cool. But this is like weird ramp, which makes sense with green. It seems like green's going to have access to a lot of the tools that other colors have. You just have to do it in a weird way.
Yeah.
So don't think of this Hey Hey as just a ramp spell, right? Okay, so up front, I have him at a C+. Because you could see this and be like, oh, he's going to ramp me into my 5 or 6 drop earlier. But think of him more, he is going to sometimes be that. But also think of him as a way to ink a card not from your hand. Because every card that goes into our inkwell that didn't come from our hand is basically like a card that we got to draw.
Yeah.
Because it's one less card that we have to get rid of, right? So it is card advantage. So he's really good. But it's on the play, he's just, you're paying 3 for a 2/3 that quests for 2. So you're underpaying. We expect to get a 3/3 that quests for 2.
Yeah.
But on the draw, if you're going second, you can play him on turn. If you play him on turn 3, you're not going to get, his ability's not going to trigger.
Right.
Because your opponent's going to have 3 ink and you're going to have 3 ink.
Yes.
But if you wait until turn 4, your opponent will have 4 ink and you'll have 3 ink. Then you can play Hey Hey, ink the top card of your deck, and then actually ink another card. And then on turn 4, you'll have access to 1 extra. Sorry, turn 5, you'll have access to 6 ink.
Yes.
And then you can stop inking for the rest of the game.
Got it. Hey, hey.
So play him on turn 4 and get a little bit of ramp. Or don't ramp and just keep the card in your hand.
There it is.
So, yeah. I like Hey Hey, C+.
Okay.
Up next, Megra.
Is that how you say it?
I don't know. I think somebody corrected the way I was saying.
It's got to be Megara. Megara.
I don't know.
Oh, shit.
I thought it was Megra.
This is embarrassing. It's definitely not Megra. We got to ask the...
Megara.
We got to ask the...
I recorded an episode, an interview with Artabax. This is a little sneak peek for our people.
Yeah.
Next week, the episode that will release is me and Artabax talking about our preparation for the Atlanta and Lille DLC. And he lives in Germany, and I asked him how to pronounce Ravensburger.
Yeah.
And you know what he said?
What did he say?
Nothing anywhere close to anything either of us say. So
we
tune in to see the right way to say Ravensburger.
Can't wait.
All right, Megra. I'm saying it that way. Captivating Cynic. You pay 3 for a 3/6/2. When you play this character, choose and discard a card or banish this character.
Whoa.
So this is, I have her at a D+. This was tricky to evaluate.
Yeah.
So she is uninkable. Because I don't think this is worth discarding a card.
Yeah.
Because, like, if you can play this on turn 3, sure, that's great. You got a 3/6/2 out on turn 3. But I still don't think it's worth discarding a card. Like, that's a card that you could ink, or that's a card you could cast later. I don't think 2 for 1ing yourself is worth adding an extra 3 willpower to a 3/3/2.
Yeah.
You know?
Right. Walk me through a time I'm going to play this character and then banish this character. Is that just telling me you're going to discard a card? Like, is there any scenario where that's not?
Currently, we don't have a reason, but there might be decks or cards in the future that care about banishing stuff.
Okay.
Like,
right.
Or specifically, if you banish your own character or something like that. Like, there are ways in the future that you could exploit something like this.
Right now, it's just forcing you to discard to play it.
Right now, it's just bad.
Yeah.
But in the future, it might not be.
Okay.
So,
nice.
D
Optimism.
plus. Yeah. I think D plus is optimistic for this card.
Okay.
All right. Let's see a good Megra.
No.
And by that, I mean average.
You gotta say it again.
Megara, Liberated One. You pay 5 for a 4/4/2 with Ward. Whenever you play a character named Hercules, you may ready this character. So there are a few Hercules in the set. I think there's a common, an uncommon, and a rare, I think. And so that's cool if it triggers. But if not, a 4/4/2 with Ward, that's fine. We don't really care about Ward in Limited because there's not that much targeted removal. But, I'd rather have a 5/5/2, but I'm not going to be too upset that I got a 4/4/2 with Ward.
Yeah.
It's average. This is a C.
I am curious. I see there's 2 artists on this card. So I just want to know who did what.
Yeah, that's interesting. I've never seen that.
Yeah. I hope someone just, added a line.
I don't think it's that simple. I don't know.
If somebody knows, let us know.
If your name is Ye Yang or Raquel Villanueva, or you worked with them to help them, divvy up this work, I would love to know why there's two artists on one card.
Right. Tell us the process.
I don't know anything about art. Maybe that's normal.
Yeah.
All right, Pain.
Relatable.
Like that joke. You pay 3 for a 2/4 that quests for 2. It's a C. It's a vanilla.
Yep. Hey, I didn't miss any villains, did I?
No.
No.
Of course not.
No, I wouldn't.
Panic.
Always.
Pay 4 for a 3/3 that quests for 2. While this character is exerted, if you have a character named Pain in play, your villain characters cannot be challenged. Now, we did get this question right at trivia. Remember? They were like, what are the names of Hades' sidekicks?
Panic
and we
Pain.
got there.
We did.
Lorcana is helping our trivia game.
Truly,
for sure. So instead of 8th place, we get 7th place. This card is a C-. So this ability is really situational because you need Pain and a villain in play for it to even be relevant. And even when it is relevant, it's not that great. Like, you're protecting your villain characters.
Yeah. It needs to be exerted.
Yeah, so if you're protecting your villain characters, this is just kind of like bodyguard for villains. If you have Pain.
Right.
So it's a C- because you're basically paying 4 for a 3/3/2, and we would expect to get one more body point here. So it's below rate.
Yep.
Up next, I really like the 2 next cards.
Okay.
Pegasus Cloud Racer. So this was revealed to us by Katie and Becky over at Live Laugh Lorcana. They keep getting banger limited cards.
Absolutely.
This one's great. So you pay 5 for a 3/3 that quests for 2. It has Shift 3. It has Evasive. And when you play this character, if you used Shift to play him, your characters gain Evasive until the start of your next turn.
Whoa. Hop on.
Yeah, all aboard. This is a B-.
Nice.
I am happy to pay 5 for a 3/3/2 with Evasive, as is. That's the floor. The floor is great. But if you can shift this, there's a good shift. There's 2 really good shift targets, which we'll talk about one now. And then there's a Ruby shift target that's also good.
Yeah.
If you can shift it, giving everything evasive for a turn is really good because it's like a way to protect your board because it's until the start of your next turn.
Yeah.
So you can take out your opponent's evasives, take out a location, gain a bunch of lore. There's really a lot of options. So I really like this card, and I think it makes me value the shift targets even more.
Yeah.
Which is cool because we are really low on shift around here because you're sacrificing card advantage to get a card out early.
Right.
In this situation, the 1-drop Pegasus, which we're going to talk about next, after the first couple of turns, it sort of served its purpose anyways.
Yeah.
So I'm happy to use this shift ability and sacrifice that guy to gain a really good ability and give everything evasive.
Yep.
So B-. I'm a big fan of what they're doing with shift in the set, like new ways to shift things and giving us benefits when you shift. That's kind of cool.
We're coming around.
Yeah, we are.
People can change.
I'm worried that baby thinks that people can't change. Up next, Pegasus, gift for Hercules. You pay 1 for a 1/1/1 with evasive.
All right.
Honestly, as is, not super exciting. Like, this just gains lore and does nothing else.
Yeah.
But as a shift target for the other Pegasus, it's good. But as is, I have this as a C. It's just like a little lore battery. You'll gain a few lore and then that's it.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, it's not that great.
No, that's fine.
It's probably like a C-. If the other Pegasus C-, if the other Pegasus didn't exist.
Okay. Yeah.
But because it does, I think it's good enough to bump this up like a little bit.
Yeah.
You tracking?
Tracking.
All right. Up next, Pete. You pay 4 for a 1/5 that quests for 2, and that's it.
Yeah, he's a villain.
Normally we would say, oh, it's a vanilla, it's a C. Well, if you actually look at the numbers, this is understated because normally for 4 ink we get 7 body points on our cards that quest for 2. We would expect to get like a 2/5 that quest for 2.
Yeah.
Or a 3/4. Instead we get a 1/5. I don't know why.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is a C-.
Rotten guy.
Yeah, rotten card. Up next, the Fates.
The Fates are fun.
You pay 1 for a 2/1 that quests for 1. When you play this character, look at the top card of each opponent's deck.
All right.
It's a C-.
Yeah.
We don't really care about seeing our opponent's hand very much. So imagine how little we're going to care about just seeing the top card of their deck.
Right.
So really, what do we pay 1 for a 2/1.
Yeah.
It's not that different from a 2/2.
Mm-hmm.
The difference between a 1/2 and a 2/2 is pretty big. The difference between a 2/2 and a 2/1 is not that big, because it's going to die either way once it challenges something.
Yep.
So functionally, a 2/1 and a 2/2 are super similar.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, this is a C-. Cool.
Yeah.
Tor. Great book publishing company.
Great looking card. I like the art on this one.
Florist. Also a reference to the song that we got wrong.
Yes, I know.
You pay
constantly reminded.
You pay 5 for a 4/7/1. It's not super exciting, but it's a C+.
Yeah.
It's on turn 5. This is a good 5 drop. It can take out a lot of the 3 and 4 drops and still survive. This is what you want on turn 5. Just something that can help take control of the board.
Just a big one.
Not exciting, but good art.
Right.
Shouts out to Anderson. Not going for that last name.
Mahansky.
Mahansky.
Polish, maybe.
All right. Up next, dodge. Oh, we're done with the characters.
Oh, okay.
Our first action, dodge. Chosen character gains ward and evasive until the start of your next turn. This is a F. It just protects a character for a turn, or it allows you to take out your opponent's evasive. So it's either a win war card or a 2-for-1.
Okay.
That's a F.
Yeah, let's not talk about it anymore.
I'm not gonna. Up next, make the potion.
All right.
All right, don't look at my score. I'm scrolling.
Okay.
Make the potion in action. Oh, it costs 2 and it's uninkable.
Okay.
Choose one. Banish chosen item or deal 2 damage to chosen damaged character. What grade do you think I gave this? Sorry, we. What grade did
what grade
we give
did
this?
we give? Yeah, let me just
as we
remember.
collaborated.
Correct. I don't know. Like a C? I mean, it's pretty cheap to damage a damaged thing. A C. Maybe a C+.
Okay. I think I have this at like a B.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think
You
it's
like
really good.
it.
I do really like it.
Yeah.
And I might be too high on it. But it's a multi-use card that has 2 relevant abilities.
Okay.
Right? Like, there will be times when I want to banish my opponent's item.
Okay.
And there will be times when I need to deal 2 damage to a damaged character.
Yeah.
It's going to have a use a lot of the time.
At some point
So I am willing to pay 2 to deal 2 damage to something.
Mm-hmm.
I really like Make the Potion. I have it at a B. I might be high on it. Maybe it's not that good, but I like flexibility in my cards.
Yeah.
And both of these options are occasionally relevant in a game.
Okay.
So
yeah. I
B.
feel you were just slightly too high.
You maybe a B-.
Yeah.
I think a B- feels reasonable.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Ursula's Trickery.
Trickery.
You see, she's taking it. See how the one with
this
the
is
pink
new
and green
Ursula.
hair?
Uh-huh.
She's taking the crown from, I'm assuming,
From
the other one.
Ursula. Yeah, you see her there.
Yeah. Okay, it's an action.
Okay.
You pay 1. It's uninkable. Each opponent may choose and discard a card.
May choose?
Yeah. For each opponent who does not, you draw a card.
Oh, okay. It's kind of fun.
Yeah.
I like that.
I think this is a little tricky to evaluate because it's not card advantage. It's a card neutral exchange either way, but your opponent discards their worst card in their hand or you get to draw.
Yeah.
So I'm fine to pay 1 ink for that.
I like that.
Yeah.
Just right off the bat.
So I think it's a C+.
Uh-huh.
The biggest problem is it's an uninkable, and you might hit your uninkable count in this format because some of the uninkable cards are really good.
Sure.
So C+ for Ursula's Trickery.
All right.
Up next, Hidden Ink Caster.
Okay.
You pay 2 for an item. It's uninkable. When you play this item, draw a card. Okay, it replaces itself. That's good.
Mm-hmm.
All cards in your hand count as having ink ability.
Oh.
So you can ink uninkable cards if you have Hidden Ink Caster out.
Okay.
So I don't hate this item because it at least replaces itself. So if you play it, you get to draw a
You're
card.
getting something, yeah.
but I have it at like a C minus, because it doesn't. You don't want to increase the number of uninkable cards that you have in your deck once you get this. Like, you don't pick this up and you're like, ooh, now I can go up to 10 or 12 uninkables.
Yeah.
It shouldn't change that.
No.
It's just that it will make your deck slightly more consistent, because when you play this, it replaces itself, and now in the future, if you draw some of your uninkables, you can ink them.
You can ink them, yeah. But you don't want to rely, You don't want to rely on the fact that you'll get this and be able to play it.
Don't plan around this. This is just incidental. If you use it to actually ink a card that's uninkable, cool.
Yeah.
But don't pick this and be like, oh, I'm going all in on uninkables now.
Fire up those uninkables, yeah.
Nah.
Okay.
All right, C minus for that. Up next, signed contract. You pay 2 for an item. Whenever an opponent plays a song, you may draw a card. So this is like a F, maybe a D minus, because it depends how many songs your opponent has in their deck.
Right.
I don't know if my opponent has a single song in their deck.
Yeah.
So am I going to spend a turn playing this, hoping that they play a song?
This is an F if you're playing against me.
It's an F, I think, in most decks.
Yeah.
It's not great. It needs to trigger. It would have to trigger twice for it to even be worth it.
Yeah.
And then your opponent controls whether or not it's worth it.
Right.
So,
yeah.
Yeah, and if my opponent plays this against me, I'm probably just going to ink my songs from then on.
Right,
so
yeah.
It's not good.
Minor inconvenience.
Minor. Well, for you, it's exactly what you would have done anyway.
Exactly.
All right. Vision Slab. This sounds like a post-industrial EDM band or like a DJ. Vision Slab. You pay 3 for an item. At the start of your turn, if an opposing character has damage, gain 1 lore.
Okay.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Damage counters cannot be removed. So you and your opponent cannot heal their characters.
Oh, wow.
You also cannot move damage counters.
Yeah.
So it's interesting. I don't think it's very good. I think it's like a D+.
You for sure can't move damage counters because it just like to another character.
You cannot
that's
do
still
that.
Considered removing.
Yeah, that's been clarified by people smarter than me.
I don't agree.
Okay. Judge. All right, passive lore. Yeah, so this is like passive lore generation, which we don't really care about all that much unless it's attached to a character, right? This doesn't impact the board at all. And my opponent has to have damaged characters for me to gain that lore, so I'm just not a big fan of this.
No.
It's a D+.
Yeah.
Okay, last card in the Emerald is Hidden Cove. It's a location. All right.
Ooh.
You pay 1. It's inkable. Movement cost is 1. It has 6 willpower. Characters here get +1 strength and +1 willpower.
Okay.
So you can move something there, and it has an extra strength and an extra willpower. But I don't think this is very good.
No.
I think, so like all locations, when you're behind, this card is trash.
Yeah.
But you can use it like a combat trick. Like if you play it like on turn 6 and move a few characters, and those characters now have an extra strength and willpower.
Yeah.
That's a good.
That was unexpected.
Yeah. But just know that once they kill your Hidden Cove, any of your things that were, relying on that 1 extra point of willpower, they're all going to die as well.
Yeah.
Like if I move something with 4 willpower here, and now it has 5 willpower, and then I hit something, and now it has 4 damage on it, once Hidden Cove goes away, it's going to have 4 willpower and 4 damage, so it also gets banished.
Yes.
So keep that in mind when you play Hidden Cove. I think it's a C-. I'm probably not playing this card.
Yeah. No.
Cool. Well, those are the greens.
Well, all right. Nice.
So we've covered yellow. We've covered amber. We've covered amethyst. We've covered emerald. 3 more colors, 3 more days.
Yes.
And then we're into the... Wait, no,
we're...
Ursula's back.
There it is.
Are you going to try to get Illumineer's Quest, like the co-op mode thing where you play against like a...
Play against...
AI. It's like
a
deck that you play against.
For sure.
I think it sounds fun.
Yeah, it does sound fun, actually.
Yeah.
I might do it.
Yeah, there's like this golden card that's in there that you're not supposed to open until you like beat the game.
I do like that part.
People have already opened it and just showed it online.
Of course they have.
People are the worst.
Don't open this until it's open.
Yep.
Well, some people just can't wait,
I can't wait for Atlanta. Speaking of which, find us in Atlanta. Now you know what we look like.
Yeah.
Come talk with us. Taylor will have cards. I'll be losing games on Saturday.
Stickers.
You'll have stickers.
Yeah. You said
I'll
cards.
have cards.
Yeah.
But the cards are for me.
Mm-hmm.
And then on Sunday, if I scrub out on day one and end up dropping, come draft and do sealed with us on Sunday.
Yeah, we'll hang out.
Yeah. It's going to be a good time.
They will.
Okay. Well, I think that's it. Anything you want to plug? Oh, if you want to hear what we think about the rares, each day that these are coming out, we're going to post on our Instagram. If you want to know what we think about specific rares, go check that out. And we can let you know what we think is good or bad in the rare slot in Emerald, so that when you go do your sealed and draft events, you are prepared.
It'll be fun. We're going to all videoed up.
Yeah, I hate it. No, I don't mind. Just getting the setup was kind of annoying.
Yeah.
But yeah,
But
I
we
think
did it.
that's it.
Yeah.
Am I missing anything?
Nope.
Shouts out to Wasteland Gaming.
Yee.